Um, I want people to realize how abusive. Okay, this is going to be a couple people. Okay, with sex. Chelsea Smith, Jacqueline Mulick, Heather Glazer, Brandon Jacobs, Joe Wisborg, Amber Colbert, Elise Renouf, and there's someone named Kentucky Downtown Victoria that is a attempted rapist. He used to work at Soup Point. So I just woke up after sleeping. Okay, it was like 45 minutes into sleep. I just had psychic sex kind of being pushed at me at my back and different suggestions in there. And then I had the word pathetic thrown at me from Brandon Jacobs. I had a suggestion of, hey, go look at porn. This was another thing, which came out of New York, which is connected to two people I've already talked about up there, which that'd be Gavin and Mary Forleo. They were at one point suggesting porn to me psychically that looked like them. This has actually happened. I had spells done connected to Chelsea Smith in Sherwood Park where there was a similar sort of thing, but what it was is it was people that say looked similar to her and some of her female friends. Of like, hey, go look at this, and it would say look similar to them. This was actually happening. I had to clear a bunch of spells towards my heart the other day, connected from New York, connected from Sherwood Park, Alberta. That was extreme. That felt extremely sexually abusive towards me. I said I don't consent to a list of. I listed off a list of people, and I listed off Chelsea Smith and her friends. I said I don't consent. I said I don't consent. Joan Wisborg. I said don't consent. Amber Colbert. I said I don't consent. Jake Fraun. And then I even said Mira Foldo Bernstein. I believe I threw that in there too. Directly tried to just use that as harm and warfare towards me. And then they were, oh yeah, Brandon Jacobs directly tried to be around energetically when I was masturbating before, like not fully there, but almost hop in. And he tried to flash his face right at the, literally, as I was orgasming. That happened twice to horrify me as spiritual warfare. Yeah, to like I felt disgusted and it literally horrified me. His wife tried to project herself half naked, like she was going to ride me sexually. This has happened. They were doing spells towards me, spells towards my heart. Jacqueline Mulick, I'm not sure how many times she went to go connect me sexually. And then underneath that, they tried to throw imprints at me of stuff I dealt with narcissists in the past, wounds or harm, or tried to even get me to connect to two different narcissists that I dated. They started to try this. Chelsea Smith was involved in that. They would do, oh yeah. I had Joan Wisborg go and push at times where she'd be flashing stuff. The next thing you know, she's trying to go and throw something at me that she knows it was trying to just piss. They tried to look up stuff that I dealt with a narcissist in the past, and then they're just trying to piss me off, and was trying to do warfare with it without understanding what their sex life has to go through now. Literally tried to connect to my back with markers, Kundalini, or my foot to try to turn me on, and then they were pushing suggestions and stuff. And like, can you imagine having it where another guy that's not what I want, okay? Which I've already said on here, Brandon is gay and he's married a woman. Flash themselves right as your orgasm to piss you off, to make you angry. And his wife was also out there trying to project herself, make it look like, oh yeah, what do you think of that? Towards me. That did happen. You could ask you can double check all this with the universe. Chelsea Smith tried to make it look like I was on top of her before, where I was looking, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, I don't consent, I don't want anything to do with her, with how she's acted. And then they were using their friend Jacqueline Mulick, trying to have use her towards me so that her and I would connect in some way sexually, so that they could kind of keep grounds to be able to access connecting to me. Yeah. And then I was literally like, I gotta clear this. This is, oh yeah, like after the fact there'd be stuff coming at me that'd be toxic or abusive. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I literally just had stuff try to push histamine at me. I had an imbalance with minerals, 10 years ago, okay? And I had a little bit of histamine thing. They tried to look up old wounds and tried to throw that at me. So imagine stuff trying to make psychic sexual suggestions towards you, connect to your back, push it at your back, and connect your foot, and try to turn you on, make suggestions there, and then try to start pushing histamine at your legs. They were trying to generate histamine. That's literally what just happened. That's who they are. I want everyone to know this is who they really are. As far as the two in the States already said, there's many, many, many times that we have connected sexually. It was Gabby Bernstein, Mary Folio, and I. It was joking and flirting. Then it did get very sexual back and forth to the point they literally were trying to point out porn that looked like them. Oh, yeah, like very, very sexual stuff. Very sexual jokes. Very, very sexual, this sort of stuff. And then that directly was spiritual warfare, what I just felt there. That directly was like a couple different things thrown at me. And I'm going, do they not understand? I made a point of saying this on, I listed it off. There's a girl I did coaching for. I'm not going to name her name. I'm definitely not going to name her name, okay? But she had marriage issues, libido issues, dryness issues, a bunch of stuff going on because she used to harm men and enjoyed hurting men, like their hearts, that sort of stuff, okay? There are some women that think they can go around and pull this towards guys psychically and think they're going to be, that, oh, it's fine. It's like, it's not a bit, it's just like, they don't understand. Amber Colbert literally, like, I'm not exaggerating. I said I don't consent out loud to Amber Colbert in one, it's over, no, I'm not even sure how many times, if it's been 100 times. That has happened. I had multiple times where I said I don't consent, where stuff was flashed at me, like, no, I don't want that, or, and it just, Amber Jones kind of kept pushing stuff. Chelsea Smith, I was saying I don't consent, and she's trying to make it look like I was on top of her, legs really wide open, I mean, like, just on top of her, sexy, going at it. And I was like, no, like, I don't consent at all. And yeah, that's just abuse. Yeah. Then I just felt it nudged at me. They wanted me to use the word faggot, okay, towards Brandon because Brandon's gay. How do you think that feels when you wake up after 45 minutes and then stuff is pushed at you psychically, sexually, at your back, at your kundalini, trying to stimulate you and through your foot, and this was not just one person pulling stuff, and then you have something thrown at you saying pathetic. I'm like, what the fuck? And a suggestion of like, go grab your phone and like look at porn. This happened, okay? And then this is multiple, not one person. And then literally, like I said out loud and listed, I had to list names. I don't consent, I don't consent, I don't consent. And stuff was being pushed at me where it felt like it was abused. So if someone ever woke up and felt like they were getting almost raped or molested, what do you think your reaction would be? Do you think, so people really need to know who some of these people really are. So at least Renouf and Souk has definitely pushed stuff at guys to make them feel almost like rape, molested. So was Heather Glazer, definitely. So was Jill Wisborg, definitely. Oh yeah, like full-on sexual abuse psychically. Yeah. And I don't know how these people think that they're going to be having a sex life. I don't know how they think that Brandon's fucking gay and his wife is out there. Like, people need to know this, that this is the level of fucking abuse that was going on. Like, actually having it, there was women that were trying to cause redirection towards other women without my consent or the other woman's consent. Yeah. Amber Colbert, Jill Misberg was trying to attack people during sex, psychically. Attack. Yeah. Literally asking for consent psychically and then going and start trying to attack and abuse the person. Amber Colbert, like I said, probably 100 times total, I said I don't consent to at different times. If you are connecting to somebody sexually, psychically, and there's consent, that's fine. Even if you've done it many times, and then if at some point you're like, no, I don't consent, and the woman is like, no, it doesn't matter, and they're trying to push something at your back and trying to redirect sex at your back with a narcissist you had in your past. This is women that have done this. Tried to do this. This is who these women really are. In this past couple weeks, they tried to push like histamine at me. They went through the past. And I heard from Chelsea Smith's group, I'm hearing them say, like, what's it doing to him? What's it doing to him? I woke up with Brandon trying to hurt my legs before. I'm serious. He's an absolute little fucking piece of shit. He's a toxic fake. He's one of the weakest, most pathetic fucking people I've ever come across. Brandon's not a man. The only thing male about Brandon is he has a dick. Okay? That's how bad it is. He's a pathetic piece of shit. A pathetic little piece of shit. Brandon has impotence issues. His wife is very embarrassed about that. So that's there. Brandon is gay. Like 100%. I said before in another video how he reacted towards me twice. And then tried to revise it. Okay? So there's that there. Okay? Jill Wisborg, from the waist down. Okay? Black energy is what I saw, in that she doesn't use her vagina as intended. Amber Colbert has a pattern of abusing men. She has a pattern of fucking full-on abusing men during sex, hoping that they're wanting them to give up power to her. Okay, the one suit, that pig, the absolute fucking disgusting pig, Elise Renouf, offered her son up to be raped. 4 times. Little kid projected sexual stuff about my nieces and nephews before when I was walking through the kitchen, literally out of the shower, and I look up and I'm like, oh my fucking God. And there is stuff, I'm not going to get into details, and like my young nieces and nephews, and I'm seeing it projected at me as we're like trying, spiritual warfare. And I went, oh my God, including projecting an old picture of my sister right in my face, sexy as a young kid, while I was driving a vehicle, and like her crotch right in my face. This is stuff that women have pulled, okay? What else? Chelsea Smith wanted Jack to go and it looked like she was going to give me a blowjob psychically. It was going to redirect towards Chelsea. Yeah, knowing that I didn't want that. Multiple times I picked up on Chelsea trying to be around me sexually when I was saying I don't consent. She knew I wouldn't want that. Okay? This is women. This is who some of these women are. So, yeah. And then those 2 in New York, they looked up accounts of certain women they knew I found attractive, and they tried to manipulate surrounding some of that. So, what they don't, so one has a boyfriend and one has a husband. And have they told their husband that they are going, or boyfriend, that they're trying to connect sexually to me? Have they told them that? Ask the universe if they've done this, because they have. Many, 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 many times they have. Okay? Many, many times. Just ask the universe, okay? So I said before, like, you have to ask for consent if there is any sort of psychic sex with somebody, or you're, like, everyone, you have to, okay? It is no different than in the physical, but women have actually tried, there's women that are trying to fight with sex. They're using it as power control. They're pulling full-on spiritual abuse, pushing rape and molestation stuff at guys, acting like, and that's what rape is about. It's about power. They're trying to push that at guys. Heather Glazer has definitely pushed stuff to try to feel like she had some power. Yep, that pig and souk I said, definitely. Amber Colbert has pushed stuff. Joan has pushed stuff where it's full on, you like, when you're saying you don't consent, and the woman not caring that, it would feel like the guy is feeling like raped or molested psychically. That's who some of these women are. Yeah, Chelsea didn't care at all when I said I don't consent, and just still kept trying to make it look like it's on top. So trying to make it look like I was on top of her and doing that when I wasn't, and I saw it. I'm going, oh God, like no. Yeah. Literally, how do I explain to people if they try to use sex as some sort of harm towards me or someone else? They try to use it towards any guy, and they're intensely do that. Can you imagine someone being so fucking pathetic that, like, okay, someone's like close to orgasm, now flash your face or something they don't want to see to piss them off. Just piss them off. What did they go through with that abusive narc in the past? Go do some stuff with them that they went through with that sexually. Do you have any idea what these people are going to go through? They don't understand. They don't get it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing. I care. Like, I actually wrote a book about sex and like helping people with sex. Why would anyone think it's a smart idea to do that? I think because some women have this in their head of, they think that's an area for them that they can say no. Guys can, so they think they have the power in that area. I believe Amber Colbert feels like for her there's a power thing. If she had a lot of power, she wouldn't be trying to get guys to give up power to her. She wouldn't. Joan Wisborne tries to use it as a power thing. She tries to, like, how she uses her tits and all sorts of stuff with her body. Oh yeah, Chelsea Smith was going to flash me psychically, sexually, and I said, don't. She tried to, oh yeah, this happened within the past, I don't know, year-ish. I said, don't. I want nothing to do with her. Oh yeah, like, and people having this attitude of like, oh no, it's just like, it's energy. Oh, if somebody felt like they were being sexually abused and felt like it was like being molested or like pushing like an energetic rape, or trying to find someone who's been through some sort of sexual abuse and push their issues at them, these are people that know exactly the level of abuse that they're pulling, and but they don't understand what they're going to have to go through now. So I already said, listed off the one guard coach. I found out later why she was going through different stuff, and I'm not going to name her name. I'm not going to do that or any of that sort of stuff. But later, how she tried to treat men. She had a pattern of hurting men, and Amber Colbert has a pattern of hurting men. So does Jillian, and so does that pagan Sook. Has a pattern of abusing men. She was trying to abuse guys, their eyes with witchcraft and all this sort of stuff. She gave herself postpartum depression because of all the harm she did towards men. I found that out after. So she was going on about the postpartum depression, She was abusing men with dark witchcraft. She was abusing men. Yeah, years of like trying to hurt men. Oh wow! And women not understanding that what they're going to get to go through now. So the two in New York too. If any attempt of harm towards any of that stuff with me at all, what do they think they're going to go through? I guess they don't understand. They don't understand. Oh, and there was stuff that was posted online towards me trying to mock when it was actually certain things like this done towards me in the past 4 years. And they were trying to mock, actually. And I believe that was kicked to Gab Bernstein, trying to do like a read and mock me on something without maybe knowing fully, like, it was stuff tried to be pushed at my back, sexy abusive, tried to like, imagine people trying to, I don't even want to get into it. I don't have to explain anything with this, but it would be like me going online and taking shots at Gab Bernstein for being molested by her dad. It would be like that. Like, hey, remember when that, oh yeah, and get right into it. That's who some of these people are. And I wrote a book about sex, and I have gone on my way to help people over the years with sex. There's no reason for this at all that I should be seeing that women would all of a sudden be like, what the hell? What the fuck? I started acting like that. Yeah. I would out loud multiple times say, I don't consent. If I was ever going to connect a woman sexually, I would say, only with consent. And I have felt there is some women out there that were pulling this stuff, the war, like how they're trying to fight with us. They were not happy that I said that. Why? Because how do you make someone look bad? How do you make them look bad? If a guy is saying no, only with consent, then they can't be like, oh, look, he was trying to do it. Look, if they're trying to make someone look bad, which Jill Misworks tried to do, and who else has done this? I think Chelsea Smith was trying to do it, and a couple others in there, where they tried to use it. So women were trying to use something sexual as harm towards a guy, towards men, to make it look like they were trying to pull something towards the women without consent to make them look bad. The woman Sook lied about being raped in her past by someone. That's who some of these women are. I could do a list of who some of these women are. If you guys had any idea how sexual things got back and forth between Gabba Bernstein and Mary Forleo psychically, which started as flirting and joking, and then it turned into them throwing really abusive stuff at me psychically, and then all of a sudden it turned into something very sexual and a joke, and then like joking, and then something very sexual, and then go back and like it was just going like this, and I'm like, okay, like revise something toxic they would do, and then throw in flirting and something sexual, like very, very joking about the three of us having a threesome, and oh, don't get Gabby pregnant. That's sexual, very, very, like very, 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 very sexual stuff going on. Okay, you can double check this with the universe. They were doing a lot of revisions surrounding it. I don't care what people are like. What? No, yeah. This has happened. But that just felt like abuse. So if somebody tried to connect sexually to a guy and tried to push old, like any wound at him or any harm at him sexually, and the guy saying I don't consent, and next thing you know, they had even a guy throw a comment psychically at them, and next thing you know, it's a couple people trying to push, like trying to fight with sex, thinking that group is going to have sex, like how's their sex life going to be? There's no other way to say it. How is their fucking sex life going to be? I could do a big list of, like, I'm not even going to say the amount of shit that some of these people are going to have to deal with now in these areas. And a bunch of them are, I don't think they understand. Amber has a list of health issues, a list of fucking health issues. Jillian, I know some of the stuff she's had before. I know that Pig and Sook, some of the shit she's dealing with, some of the stuff that, oh my god, that Brandon's already had to deal with, which I already listed off a tiny bit. Chelsea Smith, some of the stuff she's dealt with, and I'm kind of like, they don't understand. These are supposed to be people in their 30s and 40s, and they're pulling stuff like, and some of these people were like, well, they got, wait a minute, 2 of them got molested when they're younger, the Narc and Sook and Gavin Bernstein. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. If someone says I don't consent, or if it's the intent of harm meant behind it, which there's no There's no other. You can tell if the intent is harm, and they're trying to push something psychically sexy at a guy. That woman, what do they not understand? Because the one at the beginning, I never. Okay, she had marriage issues, dryness issues, hormonal issues. What else? Relationships. Like it ended up being a bunch of stuff, all because she wanted to go around hurting men, and like I won't get it. Yeah, like a pattern of hurting men, and it all went. She had to deal with all that stuff after because of what she did. So these women that are like oh whatever, like people when there is, first of all, like it will, if they think they can pull that and throw in revision that doesn't get rid of the karma, they're going to have to deal with stuff now. If they think that they could try and piss someone off sexually to try to use that to hurt somebody psychically, and then try to find something that a narcissist did to hurt someone in the past and then use that at them, and oh, what did they go through in the past? Oh, that was something that happened because of narcissistic abuse. Now throw that at them now, and then throw something sexy and think that how are they going to be dealing with this stuff? I don't think they understand. They don't understand. That is fucked. I don't care what the fuck somebody's dad did to them in their past. I don't care what some other guy fucking did to them. I am not walking around doing that stuff. I always say only with consent. Right? No, not if you're not comfortable with that. Okay, even if whatever you're going back and forth psychically, sexually, you're really going, whatever. As long as there's consent, as long as the person is like, like obviously 20s and up. And there's no harm or nothing. No, there's nothing toxic, anything, whatever. But if a man is saying, I don't consent, and the woman has the attitude of like, well, I don't care. And I've seen that. I've actually seen that. Well, whatever. And like keep pushing it, trying to keep stimulating your kundalini, trying to turn you on, and you're saying, I don't consent. They're trying to push at you. And you're like, what the fuck? That's who some of these people are. Like I literally picked up on the Amber has tried to hurt. So her current boyfriend and then 2 of her exes. So there's 3, and then toxic shit she pulled towards men. It's a pattern of hurting men. Jillian, pattern of hurting men. Throwing sexual energy darts at guys, trying to use and harm men, trying to like use stuff with her body to try to get power with men. Like I said, from the waistband down, I was picking up the energy. So she's white. The energy was black, and she was using her vagina other than intended. And then there's yeah, this is really fucked. Okay, this has been coming out of certain women, this stuff. So there's no reason for that. There's no reason for that other than thinking. I guess some women think that that's an area for them of like a power thing of like, well, women the sex you can. There's better women. Like there's no reason to go for those women. Men can just you can. It's not like the woman goes, well, I said no, so there's. They feel. I think they feel there's the power thing because they can say no. Exactly, men can say no too. So if a man says no and a woman, it doesn't matter. Like if they say no, if a woman says no, you're like okay. If a guy says no, it's the same sort of thing. The woman has to go okay. But if they keep pushing stuff, and anyone that knowingly tries to flash something when somebody's orgasming to piss them off as warfare, I don't want to say as warfare, as fighting. I guess they don't understand. Brandon is still a boy, okay? I've pointed this before. A young boy. I would say young boy. He's a boy. When I went to that teacher training, I looked over. I was like, his wife is raising him, and Brandon's a boy. I was like, holy shit. Like, he's a boy. Chelsea is a baby, okay? So young inside these two. It's nuts. And birds of a feather flock together. Like, there was... Can you imagine what, like... I can't even imagine people in their 30s and 40s acting with some of the way that I've seen some of these people act, because they're still like a boy or a baby or a girl or like very, very young inside, but they're in their 30s and 40s thinking, oh, it's fine. Yeah, we just pulled this. And meanwhile, it's like, did that person just feel really abused? Did they just feel sexually abused? Did they just feel like that was almost like a rape or molestation? Someone tried to cite. Oh, it doesn't matter if they revised it. They just did that. They are how old? And they're going to have to go through what now? I know what's coming back, a bunch of these people. Well, and they don't understand. I am not ever going to allow someone to treat me like that. They are never going to be able to pull stuff like that towards me. I want everyone to know if they did that. Universe, source, anyone involved in this towards me that did any harm towards me, means harm towards me with this, I want them to be fully seen for it and what they did. All their friends, family, their teachers, students, anything they revised with it towards me that they did do, make sure it's known. Oh yeah. I want it to be very known that they did that. You can double check everything I said with the universe. This is stuff they have done. That's absolutely fucked. That's absolutely fucked. I go out of my way to help people. When I have had people walk up to me that told me about people they know that have been raped, and I'm like, okay, and I put stuff out there to help them. I have dated multiple women that were raped or molested. Like one was raped, and I think a couple will get molested. Anyways, helping, healing, helping, all this sort of shit. Wrote a book to help men with this sort of stuff. I go my way to like helping people come back from, okay, there is no reason for any of that towards me to be seeing stuff like that. It is so fucked that I've seen that. And then finding out that, some of the abuse that some of these people were trying to pull as a pattern towards men.